So this is all about the potential arrest of Mahyar Tousi, the bullying of this man by the police, and what I'm going to do and what you're going to do. I've made a lot of videos in the past couple of weeks about politics, but this is perhaps the most important one personally for me. So I'm going to beg you to watch all the way through just so that we can talk together about what's going to happen next. I'm going to take you back a few years. I was in the Young Conservatives with a load of people. I was the national vice chairman at one point. A load of my friends went off to UKIP, and in fact my flatmate became the national secretary of UKIP, and we always loved Farage. But there was a few of us who believed that we should change the Conservative Party by staying inside. Effectively, we thought that the Liberal Democrats shouldn't push us out. One of those people was Mahyar Tousi. You know what he was? He was just a press secretary for a nondescript organisation. I think it might have been a rail company, but I might be wrong. And, you know, he really dreamed of doing something a bit better. We all did, because obviously we could see the power of this country, the opportunities in this country, and the greatness of politics. But we're all at the bottom, right? And let me tell you what happened next. He put out a YouTube video that 27 people watched of him and his mates in the upstairs of the Players Theatre doing a bit of a political debate. And you know, I was the 27th person to phone him. And I phoned him up and I said to him, Mahyar, this is fantastic. You have got to keep doing this. You're going to make a lot of money off this and you're going to be a big success. And he said, Andre, only 27 people have watched this. Everybody's laughing at me. Everyone's calling me an idiot. Every comment is, oh, it's terrible, it's whatever. I said, listen, people are stupid. Also, people are always negative about a new thing. Keep doing it, you're going to do well. Now, I want to just be very clear with everybody, because I don't want to be a Walter Mitty. I am not responsible for the success of Mahyar Tousi. I'm not the person that sent him to the top. I'd like to think that that bit of support in the early days encouraged him and kept him going. And there was no way when I made the suggestion for him to keep going that I knew he'd go as far as he's going to go, maybe break 1 million subscribers in January. And equally, you know, when I went to his 100,000 subscribers party a few years ago, I was shocked to be there. I didn't expect it to go that well. Now, let me tell you something about this man. I, yesterday, spoke to him and I said to him, look, if you're going to marry Danielle, you're going to have to convert to Catholicism. And I'm a Catholic myself. I hold the silver in the Guild of St. Stephen, the silver medal. I would love to be your godfather. I made a joke about that. I wouldn't be. I'd be his sponsor as a convert, but I'm going to call myself his godfather. And he was very pleased to accept that. And then today, we hear the police are bullying him and he's going to be potentially arrested on Monday. Well, I'm going to say this to you. I'm not Tommy Robinson. I'm not Mahyar Tousi. I'm not all these people that you can flannel. We're going to take serious action. And I'll tell you what action number one was. We are going to engage the most senior human rights lawyer in the country to work for Mahyar. I'll personally pay the bill if necessary. And if the bills get big, I'm going to ask you for money, and believe me, you're going to pay it. Do you know something? I'll sell a kidney. I'll go round with a begging bowl. I don't care. But I'll tell you point number one. We're not going to have a joke with these people. Point number two. I'm going to offer now £10,000 for anybody who gives me information leading to the conviction of any police officer, intelligence officer, or civil servant who has illegally accessed information about Mahyar Tousi. If you are a member of the police, if you are a member of the security services or a civil servant, you can contact me anonymously and we will pay you £10,000 for that information, because we're going to put you on the back foot. And I'm going to say this as the most important point of it all. This man has been a friend to me and has been somebody that I've cared about. And you know, I always say this about love. We always think of love as sexual, but you know what? Mostly love isn't. You know, I love my friends, I love my family, I love Mahyar Tousi. If this man is threatened by the police, then we're going to beat them. We're going to take the police down. We're going to put the best lawyers on. We're going to put the best PR team on. And we're going to win. And I'll tell you why we're going to win. Because we have no argument with the Police Federation. We have no argument with ordinary police constables. We have an argument with a clique of highly political lefties who've taken charge of the police. Nobody believes that the ordinary coppers that walk the streets agree with supporting Islamists. Nobody believes that ordinary police officers walking the streets think that defence of the cenotaph is a mistake. Nobody believes that ordinary police have a major problem with the football hooligans. All right, they get a bit beard up, but at the end of the day, I think any ordinary police officer that takes an oath recognises the following, that we are a country together, and there is a big difference between those people who transgress, which the police deal with phenomenally, and those people who want to destroy the system. When you are seeing the EDL protests, when you are seeing the Tousi channel, when you are seeing people vote reform, when you are seeing people vote DUP, yes, they might argue with the establishment, yes, they might argue with the civil service, yes, they might argue with the police, but the argument is that the police, the civil service, the government have been insufficiently supportive of Britain. What sort of a rebellion is that? What sort of insurrection are you trying to quell? When somebody says to you, hey, do you know what? I don't think we respect those people who died in the service of the police enough. What, the police are going to go in with batons and thump them? It's ridiculous. We are not going to threaten the police, nor are we going to threaten the government, nor are we going to threaten the civil servant. We're going to say something very clear. This country will behave in a way that this country ought to behave. We're going to defend the Constitution. Threats are not going to work. Bullying is not going to work. Arrests are not going to work. I've already committed £10,000 right now, and I'll up that. I'll up that to £1 million if necessary. As I said, I will raise the money. I can raise the money, believe me. But this is the most important message, this Brigade 77. I'd never even heard of them. I don't really care who you are. If you're working for the government and trying to stop cyber terrorism or whatever, good on you. You know, I'm going to say this to all of you. Don't turn on your own people. Because if you do, you will be defeated. It's not going to end in the way that you think it's going to end, like the Soviet Union or Iran or Afghanistan or China. No, 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 no. We're going to change you back to civil servants. Servants being the operative word, who defend this country. So I'm going to say this to every single viewer and every single person that's watched this, even the ones who are angry in the police about this. This country is a great country. And the reason it's so great is because we are anti-corruption. You can't do anything unless you have fair policing, unless you have rule of law, and unless you have genuine democracy. We're going to enforce that. And you know what? In the end, we're going to win. Now, my message is this to any police officer watching. Which side are you going to be on? There's a side that's blatantly going to lose. The side that's lifting people for no reason. Do you think this whole Keir Starmer throwing people in prison for mean tweets is going to last? Do you think that's the future? Do you think the woke agenda, where somebody's going to tell you to arrest a parent because they're angry that somebody wants to amputate the genitals of their children, do you think they're going to win? When you covered up what took place in Rotherham, did that succeed? Or did you all put yourself in the firing line? Don't do this. Not because it makes any difference to me. I'm going to win. It will make a difference to you. Mahyar Tousi, if he gets bullied, we're going to take these guys and we're going to break these guys. Until next time, goodbye.